The comfort zone is where dreams go to die. You're able to come out of this comfort zone. My name is Treasure, and I'm an artist and a writer. And this is my first ever YouTube video. 2025 has made me make a lot of decisions that has taken me out of my comfort zone. Life hasn't gone as I thought it would this year, and I've done many things that I didn't think that I could do. So I thought I would make YouTube a part of that list of things. At some point in our lives, we've known someone or been that person that has gone back to a situation one too many times that wasn't good for us. It wasn't benefiting us in any way, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. It was draining. People around us would tell us to leave this particular situation because it would be better off. But for some reason, only known to us, we decided to stay. I believe many creatives have this exact relationship with their comfort zone. Only you know why you're in your comfort zone this very moment and why you're not essentially being proactive with your work. Personally, my comfort zone was envisioning myself at the end goal of what I wanted to be as a creative. I would envision myself making amazing pieces of art, performing my poetry, and just excelling. And this was all in my head. I'll never actually make the effort to make art or spend that time to improve my skills or find my signature art style, which is something I always say I want to do. And I wouldn't do it. And I was stuck in this unhealthy relationship of going back to that. And it felt like I was actually doing something when I actually wasn't. And that's the cost of being in your comfort zone. You're spending time being busy doing nothing. This reminds me of a quote by Elizabeth Gilbert, who is the author of Eat, Pray, Love. And she says, I've never seen any life transformation that didn't begin with the person in question finally getting sick of their own bullshit. And a lot of the creatives that I watch and follow, they've had that story of finally getting tired of being in a position where they were not following through with their words. And that finally happened to me. Eventually, I saw way too many people start their creative journey the way I wanted to, starting their YouTube channel, making art, using their art to discover themselves even more, performing poetry and eventually selling their work and just flourishing. And I was watching them, supporting them, and just wishing, like, oh my gosh, why can't this be me? But I was the one stopping myself from doing that. This takes me to another quote by Anais Nin that says, and the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Back to the analogy I spoke about earlier on in the video. Until you come to the conclusion that the situation or the relationship or the environment no longer serves you, that's the only time that change can truly happen. Personally, for me, up until recently, I wasn't tired enough. It took me a while, and I'm glad to say that I'm out of that comfort zone now. This isn't about hustle culture or forcing yourself to make art every single day, or if you want to go down the content creating route, posting every single day and just overworking yourself. This isn't about that. I don't think that approach works for everybody. This is about taking control of your time to do something that you want to do. I truly believe that in this life, the one thing that we have the most control over is how we spend our time. Time spent doing what you love is never time wasted. Even if you're not a creative person, just doing something that you enjoy, that's never time wasted. And I think we should do more of those things and not make excuses as to why we can't do those things. Sometimes we think starting has to be this big and perfect moment. I remember for me, at one point, every time I picked up a paintbrush, whatever I made had to be perfect. It had to be exactly how I envisioned it in my head. And if it didn't go that way, I would think that I wasn't enough, I wasn't good enough. This is why I can't post my work. This is why I would never be successful. And I retract further away from my art with that mindset. And recently I've started leaning more into the process of actually getting things wrong. I just say to myself, okay, Treasure, you've made something, it's not exactly how you pictured it. Two options is either you change it and make something new out of this mess, or you start a whole new project. Like, no one cares. You're not, and this is the beauty of actually being a small artist or not being known. No one cares. No one is going to see this. So just make it something new. Starting messy is better than not starting at all. Starting small is better than not starting at all. Yes, your comfort zone is safe. It validates every excuse you have as to why you're not being proactive right now with your work. You don't have enough time, you don't have enough money, you don't have enough resources. There's always something, and whatever you feed your comfort zone, whatever you tell it, it's going to say, yeah, that's true, that's true. And that's why you shouldn't, for example, make your first YouTube video. It's going to feed into that. The comfort zone is where dreams go to die. I don't know who you are if you're watching this, but I can tell you that you deserve way, way more than that. You're able to come out of this comfort zone. You have to be the one to decide to do that. As Albert Camus said in Notebooks, you'll never be able to experience everything. So please do poetical justice to your soul and simply experience yourself. And this is a really, really powerful quote for me, because to me, this is essentially what life is about: experiencing yourself to the fullest. We give so much of ourselves and our time to other things that we may not necessarily want to do. Unfortunately, we have to do these things out of survival, but we still owe it to ourselves to experience ourselves in whatever way that may be, whatever creative outlet you have. It might not be something that you want to show the world. It doesn't have to be that. But as long as you know in yourself that you're happy with how you're spending your time and whatever you're doing is bringing you joy. The truth is, time will pass, and a year from now, you could be glad that you started, or you can be in the exact same position as you are now, with no progress, no growth, and still in your comfort zone. So, this is me finally leaving my comfort zone, hitting record and posting this video. And maybe it's time for you to leave yours.